EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Carolina Panthers.
Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
With fall around the corner, football is back, America, and we're underway on EA Sports. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Christian McCaffrey, the ball carrier.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they...
This is McCaffrey. And some space here. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey. 76 yards. And the Panthers are going to take a first-quarter lead. We thought they may be a quick strike offense this season. That is lightning quick. Not bad for the first drive of the year.
That has to actually exceed expectations, doesn't it? Because most teams want to be a quick strike offense. They want to score as quickly as possible and run a defense into submission. What they have to understand is, while they got it done there, long way to go. Don't get discouraged if you have to run a few more plays on your next drive.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll set up to throw. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And got his man complete. Yeah, he's going to get this deep on a Carolina side of the field.
Complete to
a big play there for Philly. And even 70 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. They'll run with Sanders. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal at the 3-yard line.
They'll try to run with Sanders. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Sanders. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. No gain on the play that time. So a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal.
Jake Elliott on for the field goal. A 20-yard attempt.
The kick by Elliott is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Yeah. At their own 19-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor. And
he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Jackson from the shotgun. He's going to look deep for more. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, 56 yards. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it? No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Trey Boston shot through on the safety blitz for the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Play fake to Sanders. Now here's Wentz. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free. Now he'll let it go deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. 2 things you can do in that situation. Run and punt the football or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10.
At their own 44-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. He's got it. Hit the 15. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they're going to bring him down just past the 15, and a flag down as well. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. But that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. He'll fire it deep for Rager. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they'll walk him back half the distance. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Off of play action, he'll look to throw. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm is going forward. Incomplete pass. This is caught inside the 15.
Wentz's pass.
It's a big play there for the Eagles. 46 yards.
A gain of 46.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Philadelphia.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And boy, that one drops incomplete. But if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. You got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Shotgun now for Wentz. Strong coverage by Carolina. And on we go to 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here.
A 29-yard attempt.
The kick by Elliott is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2. Got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim. And hopefully they'll be kicking extra points instead.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one down. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. 2nd down and 12 at the 19-yard line. From the gun, Jackson. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. It's a gain of 5, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
Panthers 21, Eagles 6.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. From the gun, it's Jackson. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. And his throw here's incomplete.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
That's going to be caught. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Give him 32 on the play.
Still all sorts of time left in this game, and you'd like to be able to say take it one play at a time. But the truth is, they're probably going to have to hit on a few big plays in the passing game to close this gap, and that's a good start right there.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Wentz on the give to Sanders. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown.
Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Miles Sanders taking it in. And the Eagles make some inroads here on that deficit.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had two previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Now this will make it into the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
Their own 25-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. McCaffrey following the penalty. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. He'll find his tight end, Seals Jones. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, You see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
Goal to go.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. And it'll be caught in the end zone for the Carolina touchdown by DJ Moore.
Touchdown.
DJ Moore on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 15 now. Taken in the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That's good for 28 yards. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Working from the gun, Wentz going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series before you get out there. Hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll go for it. It's Wentz. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. We don't see too many conversions on 4th and 10, but we just did there. A gain of 14 and a 1st down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Wentz again. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is caught in the end zone by Jalen Reagor. Touchdown, Eagles.
Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Jalen Reagor, 33 yards. And the Eagles get a score closer. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
1st and 10. At their own 29-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Throwing is Jackson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
They'll take over.
That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Now Wentz. That'll be caught. Rager with it. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. We remind you that coming up at the half, we'll hand things off to Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have scores from earlier today, plus a look ahead as well. Oh, a strip. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Panthers. Does the big boy have the juice? And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. And how about the big boy showing off the wheels?
Let's face it, anybody who watches a game, even if it goes against your team, when there's a big man with the football, everyone locks in.
All eyes.
Everyone locks in, and the rumbling, you can feel it all the way to the upper reaches of the stands.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. From 17 yards out, and the Panthers add on to their lead. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful.
Eagles 20.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, it's Wentz. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and it's 3rd down.
Well, the first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Wentz to throw. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. After the interception, here's Jackson being chased out left. That is incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
Going quickly out wide to Moore. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
A 46-yard attempt.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will make this now a 19-point advantage. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backward.
Important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But it's also something to challenging.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton.
It's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. To throw, it's Wentz. And almost intercepted. It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
It's now second.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They throw again on 2nd down. This one's complete. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Wentz. Going deep here for Watkins. On Wentz is intercepted yet again. Picked off by Eli Apple. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. Tough when they're first drive of the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be an even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off. Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now Jackson. Flush to his right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. The sack there by Brandon Graham coming in and bringing him down to the ground. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now it's Jackson. And this one is incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, and it's 3rd down.
DJ Moore.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Jackson. That's caught over the middle by Seals-Jones. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And this carries into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Wentz. He'll fire it deep for Rager. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Play fake to Sanders. Now here's Wentz. Flushed out right. He's going to look deep for Watkins. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 36 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Jason Huntley, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Wentz again here on 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on it there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Going with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Again, it's Wentz. And Ingram hauls it in. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Brian Burns able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. After the sack on 1st down, Wentz. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Shotgun now for Wentz. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Trey Boston. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily. I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. Past the 20. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel, 93 yards. And the Panthers, they widen their lead.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Jalen Reagor was the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. Working from the gun, Wentz. He'll fire it deep for Reagor. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
For Jalen Reagor, incomplete.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Yetur Gross-Matos coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th. They do go for it. It's Wentz. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Yetur Gross-Matos. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Breaking the huddle, 1st and goal as the return team has set him up with golden field position. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line.
McCaffrey, the ball carrier.
A good run on 1st down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation.
2nd and goal.
On the ground, McCaffrey. They're spinning away. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. A loss of 8 that time, and it brings up 3rd down. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
Here I come again. Here I come again.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play, with the score Panthers 49, Eagles 20.
No, I can't go. Sometimes I need
19, Tiger. Check 52, Cougar 19. Warrior 70. Check smash. Go, tackle, let's go. We got this.
From the gun, Jackson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a short return to the 6-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Wentz. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
It's a gain of 10.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Hey, let's go. Watch the slip. Please play 7.
Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike 51.
Throwing now is Wentz. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. He's got a man. Complete. 20. 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia. DK Metcalf, 84 yards. And the Eagles make some inroads here on that deficit.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. It has been quite a display here in the opening game of the new season. And really, they're putting the rest of the NFL on notice. They are going to be title contenders as now they look to finish things off in the 4th quarter. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Mike 22, Mike 22. Here we go. Mike 22, he's going to go.
Throwing again. Jackson. He's going to look deep for more. This is caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, 54 yards. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Sly on for the extra point. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now.
Next to score, Panthers 56, Eagles 27.
is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And no doubt this is not the way that they had hoped to open their season. Thoroughly outplayed here in front of the national audience. Throwing on first is Wentz. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Ben Gideon in there to get him. That is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wentz. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. Eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Plays and out. It's 4th down.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
51's Mike. Mike 51. Black. Team was pretty quiet. Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Here, 82, 82. 51 to Mike, boys, 51.
The Eagles indeed snap it. Wentz. He'll fire it deep for Rager. And this is going to be incomplete. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Now, this is a nice little gift-wrap situation as they take over 1st and goal.
56 to Mike, boys, 56. Check 56. And we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
And they take a knee. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. And they'll indeed take a knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
5 down, stand up in. Mike's 56. Mike's 56.
And they will take a knee here. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th and goal as they look to finish this one off. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And my goodness, another interception. Dante Jackson picks it. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
Winston's pass.
Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense. But they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
4 down. Check. Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike. Coming to you. Ready.
And they take a knee.
Double tight. 3 down. Mike's 22. No chance.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
Viking 18. 56. Hey, tighten down. There you go.
Tonight's final score, Panthers 56.
Well, my friend, for the players, it's good for them to get that first game under their belts. For you and I, that first Thursday night game, also good for us to get that under our belts, wasn't it?
It was no longer preseason. We were into the regular season, the first game of the year. And, you know, all eyes were watching this when everyone was excited that football was back.
And it's just special. You could just feel it. It's so good to have the pigskin back out there. It'll be crisp fall weather before we know it.
You got that right, but I love the build-up to it, right? All day long anticipating it, and then we got here and we saw a game, the first game of the year. Let's keep going.
So for Carolina, they begin the new campaign with a victory here in front of the home crowd in the Thursday opener. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a home date next week against the Kansas City Chiefs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.